Welcome back. Do you want to improve your grammar when communicating? Well, if you've already watched the 3 strategies or tips to improve your grammar, well, this is a second to it. Hi, I'm Ajit from Capshine. Capshine is a revolutionary learner together English fluency program. With Capshine, learning English is easy, quick, fun, affordable, and effective. And we promise a whole new you in 6 months or less. So let's look at the different kinds of errors that you're likely to make when you use English. So there are 2 types. You can either make problems, or you can have errors in form or in function, right? So let's look at the errors in form to begin with. So errors in form are errors where you use the incorrect form of a verb or a word based on the context, because grammar is all about the context and the meaning you're trying to convey. For example, if you say she have been to Milan, then that's wrong. Can you think about what the correct form is? It's she has been to Milan. Tina has ate her lunch few minutes ago. What's wrong here? Well, it's a problem with form. It's not ate, it's eaten. And of course, how long have you wait for me? Can you guess what the correct form here is? Well, it's how long have you waited for me? All of these come under the umbrella of grammatical form. If you make mistakes like these, where you're using the incorrect word in the correct context, then you are making mistakes of grammatical form. So how do you fix errors in form? Well, if you make errors in form, the first thing you need to do is sort of record the mistakes you continuously make. We've spoken about this quite a bit in our video about how, or rather the 3 tips to better grammar. Do check it out. So what you want to do is make a flashcard of the structure or the forms that you make errors in. Write it with the context. If you don't know the structure, check a grammar book or just Google it, right? Most times if you Google the phrase, the incorrect phrase, you will usually have threads that have guidelines and recommendations of what you should do and what the fix is. Keep these flashcards so that you can refer back to them, and that can over time fix the errors that you make. If you want to have more accurate English and you also want to speak English fluently, do check out the 30-day free trial with Capshine. With this, you get speaking opportunities and you get to learn and practice as a group, because communication is done with other people. You also get a personal coach who will give you recommendation and feedback on how you need to improve. You also get access to daily micro lessons and live classes where you can challenge yourself, learn new concepts, and clarify all your doubts with a mentor. Awesome. Let's continue to talk about grammatical mistakes. Let's talk about errors in function. So these kinds of errors are because of your inability to understand the use of the grammatical structure itself. You don't necessarily understand why the grammar rule is used or how it should be used. For example, I am living here since 4 years. The problem is, of course, the use of the word since. Here you do not understand the concept itself of where to use since. You would use for here. Why? Because if you're talking about durations, you would use for. If you're talking about a specific date to now, you would use since. I have been living here, or I am living here since 2016. Now that makes more sense. Have you ever been to Kashmir last year? So here again, ever been is used with last year. So either I get rid of this, or I say, did you go to Kashmir last year? Right? So here the rule of ever been, talking about the entirety of your life, versus last year, is used incorrectly. It's a problem of function. She read the book before she slept. Again, this incorrectly uses was because it can only be used for a specific time or specific thing that happens in the past. What you should be doing here is use the past perfect. She had read the book before she slept, because the grammatical concept of past perfect is that you use it when one action happened before the other. Well, how do you fix such errors? How do you know that you're making these errors, and how do you fix them? For one, Pick the topic whose structure you can't use properly. You will realize that you're making certain kinds of mistakes over and over again. Check for the usage of that structure from a grammar book or Google it, right? So for example, had been, Google it. You will see posts on Reddit or Quora, or you will see posts from authority sites like British Council where they discuss the use of this language element. You don't need to know that this is called past perfect. Just write down the words or the structure that you're uncomfortable with, search for it, find your answer there. This can help you understand the grammar concept and also fix the errors that you're constantly making. Also, you want to try and use templates. When you have identified the correct templates, let's say had been, I am doing, or maybe the present tense or the present perfect tense, try looking for examples online, write them down, and try using these templates in everyday context. For example, if I have to talk about present perfect, write down a few templates and try making sentences using this. I have never been to Kashmir. I have worked for many hours this week. I have been living in Chennai for 10 years. She has been quite happy recently. So try to fill in these templates with different contexts, and that should give you an idea as to how these work and how you can fix errors in both form and function. I hope you found this useful. If you like the video and want to see more content like this, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and also don't forget to get your 30-day free trial with Capshine. You can do this by going to capshine.com or downloading the app from the Google Play Store. Thanks for watching.